What's going on? It's your boy Josvani, and you're watching Music Exclusive TV. Keep it locked right here.
What's going on, y'all? It's your girl Kamey Gomez with MusicXclusives TV. Today we have a special guest in the building. Jersey's very own is here. Josvani is here.
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well.
Well, I love the tri-state love here from New Jersey to New York.
Of course.
You know, I feel like there's so many just emerging stars coming from where we're from. I know you started doing music in your teenage years.
Yeah.
Has that always been your passion, like just to become an artist and really launch your career as an artist?
At first, it was actually, I was really big into sports. I was playing basketball, football, and then my grandfather, he's a world traveling percussionist, so he's been around like playing all different types of instruments around all different types of places. So up on the instruments, and then I play trombone and piano, as you mentioned.
Wow.
So after that, I kind of was like, all right, let me put it to the side a little bit. And then I started getting into rapping. And I was just rapping with a couple of friends. From there, I stopped messing with it for a while. But then when I got back into high school, I met my crowd again that started rapping just as much as I did.
Yeah.
Got right back into it. And then I recorded my first song like 2018 and been going since.
Wow. And have you always kind of like, are you like a freestyler, or what's typically your process? Is it pen and paper for you?
So I'm not necessarily a freestyler, but at the same time, I don't write down anything I make on pen and paper. I just go up to the mic, say a couple bars here and there, and then gradually build upon it.
Okay. But who is Josvani outside of making music? Kind of walk me through, you know, growing up in Jersey. What part of Jersey are you from?
I'm from Elizabeth.
Okay. Not too far away.
Nah.
All right. How was it like kind of growing up in Jersey? You know, what were some of your influences, you know, besides your family and, you know, instruments, obviously, that kind of had led you up to this point right now?
So living in Jersey was like, it's different, you know. I feel like the support in Jersey is not as common as it's supposed to be. People tend to hate on each other, things like that. But so when you do find your crowd of supporters, it's very refreshing. So I grew upon like, you know, the group of people that finally realized, hey, maybe he does have some talent. And they stuck around me and pushed me to keep going. So even though it's not just family, I have friends that inspire me to keep doing what I do. And, you know, I'm always grateful for that, because there's been times where I have doubted myself because of other people's opinion.
Yeah.
And just because of the people around me, they showed me, you know, other people's opinion really doesn't matter as long as you're true to yourself. So.
Exactly. Being true to yourself, and I feel like really just creating your own lane. And I think that that's something that you've kind of done.
Yeah.
How would you describe your sound?
So my sound, I don't want to say it's super different, but it's different from like most. I like to be versatile. I like to tap into all different types of genres. So there'll be songs where I just might be straight up rapping. There'll be songs where I'm straight up singing. There'll be songs where it might be a mixture of both. So I kind of like explain my sound as like a melodic rap more.
Yeah. And I love that because, you know, I'm somebody, I could definitely listen to rap, but because I love R&B as well, like I'm a Drake girly, you know, like P&B rock. Like I need for the guys to sing to me or to rap to me. Like that's what really hooks me. So I'm happy to know that you're out making music for the girlies, because we support.
Of course, that was the main target, to target the, like you said, the girlies.
Well, you are getting ready to go on tour as well. Talk a little bit about that. Are there any cities that you specifically excited to hit up? Is this your first tour?
So yes,
give me the whole drop.
This is actually my first tour ever. Shout out to T-Rail. Shout out to everybody else on the tour as well. Shout out to Tavia. Shout out to Hef, you know. But I'm super excited. You know, I've never been on tour for one, so I don't know what to expect. But you know, I'm just super pumped. I really want to go back to Chicago. I know Chicago's gonna be a movie for real.
Okay.
So I want to go back to Chicago. I've been there for one of the radio interviews I have done in the past with Hef. But I know performance-wise, it's gonna be really nice.
Okay. And are you kind of like warmed up to performing? Are you in kind of like development mode? What are your thoughts on performance? Because that's a big thing. You know, not everybody goes on tour and, you know, could actually like really kill a performance and captivate an audience. What have you been doing to kind of like prepare yourself?
So it's been rehearsal mode. I mentioned earlier that I have been in sports. So I've been playing sports stuff recently just to keep my stamina up, you know, build up tolerance for, you know, because when you get on stage, it's like a whole nother sport. You got to be up there. You got to be fit. You have to be able to sing while moving around, interacting with people. So I just, you know, tune into sports here and there so that I could just keep my fitness up to par. So that's one thing I do. Drink a lot of tea. A lot of people say drinking a lot of tea helps with your vocal cords. So, you know, when you drink tea, there's a specific honey that I use with tea. It's called Manuka honey. Okay. Now, Manuka honey is like a honey. So you can literally take it and put it on your hand if you have a cut, and it'll heal it. Wow. So put it in your tea. I promise you. Singers, it'll make your vocals 10 times better. Okay, there you have it. Maybe because of the sugar. They say you're not supposed to put sugar in your tea because that could probably, you know, produce the mucus and things like that. But I'm not sure about honey. Manuka honey, definitely, because, you know, that's like a healing honey. So, you know, heal itself. So, well, I don't want to say like I'm like into herbs or anything like that, but I think I should start, you know, going into it because I've seen a lot of people that have been into it. They tell me about how it changes, you know, their body, how they act overall. So, you know, just have to tune into it. I feel like that would be good for you as well. I feel like, you know, we need more people just in hip hop in general that kind of have that perspective on, you know, just like wellness and health and kind of fusing like that together. I know Styles P, he's definitely, you know, somebody in my corner. He's like a pioneer for, you know, health and wellness, but also incorporating that into rap. Okay. Yeah. Where do you see kind of your career beyond music, beyond hip hop? So, as of recently, not recently, but I'll probably say 2-3 years ago, I was coaching teams. Big on when it comes to sports and things like that. That was like the first thing I ever did. What was your position? In football? Yeah. I was a wide receiver and corner. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I played flag football in high school. That's why I asked. I was wide receiver, middle line, and quarterback. I know it's hard to kind of feel that like support because especially in the tri-state area, it could kind of feel like a crabs in a barrel type of mentality. Yeah. Has there been any artists that have kind of reached out to you, you know, endorsed you or have shown you love and support for what you're doing? Oh yeah, T-Rail is actually one of the one I actually I'm on the tour with. I'm on tour with T-Rail right now. So he showed me a lot of love. I seen him again at South by Southwest when I was out there. He had brought him on stage with me when I was performing. You know, he showed a lot of love. Then after the performance, he's like, yo, like I'm having a birthday bash. And it just so happened that his birthday bash was a day before my birthday. Okay. When's your birthday? March 30th. Okay. Aries? Yeah. Okay. We're both Aries. So he was like, oh, yeah, pull up to my birthday bash and I have you perform and everything. Okay. So I ended up going to Kansas, went out there. We got in the studio. We made a song together. And right after that, we went to his birthday bash and went over there, performed, put on a show, of course, along with all his other artists as well. So it was fun, you know. He shows me the most love, so I do appreciate it. I mean, you always got to keep in mind the people who support you. Absolutely. You know, when the masses aren't necessarily there yet. Yeah. Talk about your experience at South by Southwest because that's also just another platform, you know, that not everybody is able to showcase on. So for anybody that has not been to South by Southwest, I definitely recommend it. Not only because it's just fun, not because, you know, there's the clubs, everything like that, but it definitely gives you a chance to expose yourself. And that's what you want as an artist. So just being able to go to all these different venues, going in, performing, you know, just interacting with the crowd. I was telling Tavia earlier, you know, I actually got a lot of side eyes as soon as I walked in, but the attitude always changed after I performed. So it's definitely like, it's just a good feeling to know that, you know, people actually do like the music that I'm making, even off of the first listen. Right. Well, I love that. I mean, I'm sure it must be nerve-wracking you going into a whole other state. You know, you're on this platform, and when people don't really know your music word for word, it's like, damn, how am I going to captivate these people? Yeah. not only is that they don't know my music word for word, but you know, we're from Jersey. We have a different sound in general.
Yeah.
They just might not listen to the music that I make because I'm in a whole different state. Because you know, they have the Jersey club, they have New York drill, they have all different types of music. Maybe some of the New York and New Jersey stuff they don't listen to in Chicago.
Right.
So you just have to adapt with the crowd. You know, try to pick your songs when it comes to performing. You know, just make sure that it's friendly to all communities. So
yeah, is there anything special in specific that we can expect from you on the tour?
So I had some T-shirts that I had at South by Southwest that I was giving out, and people have told me like those shirts were all like down 6th Street.
Wow.
Like, everybody had my T-shirt. So for this tour, I want to do like a almost T-shirt so that it has the tour dates, it has my face on it.
That's
so
fire.
Anybody that has a T-shirt from the tour, I know, okay, they had to be at the tour. So it's like an exclusive drop.
Okay, I love that. And do you have a name for your fans at all? Or
No, I'm trying to figure something out.
Okay, I've been asking artists that as of recently because I noticed a lot of artists don't have a name for their supporters.
Yeah, I got to figure something out.
Yeah, and those are the ones that ride for you, you know, no matter what.
Yeah, that's a fact. You know, like Nicki, she got the barbs.
Exactly.
I need to figure something out.
Exactly.
It makes everybody feel more, you know,
inclusive and just welcomed into your journey, for
that's
sure.
A fact.
I mean, you started music at an early age and started kind of taking it more seriously towards like your later teenage years. When was there a moment that things kind of started to turn around for you?
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. In a good way.
So
that you started to see yourself, okay, I'm taking this music thing to the next level.
So at first, when anybody drops their first song, I guarantee it's not going to be the best song they make. So when I dropped my first song, I always got like opinions, like, it's okay, this, that. So then I started just continuously making music over and over again, because you only get better when you practice something.
Right.
So I wasn't just doing it just because I wanted to make a song. I was trying to get better at what I was doing. So I've just been consistent making music over and over again. Finally, I developed a sound that I was like, okay, maybe this sound fits the criteria of what people actually really want to listen to. So then when I started getting the outside opinions, you know, most of them were more positive than what they used to be. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm starting to do something right.
Yeah.
And then the right people started noticing me, and that's when I'm like, okay, I'm definitely doing something right.
Yeah, well, you've massed over 1.5 million streams. And, you know, that's a big deal. From somebody that just started making one song, you know, and now you're over 1 million streams. How does that feel?
It's I can't even describe the word for it, because it's like, at first I was at a point where I was making so much music like it wasn't going anywhere. So when people tend to do that, they feel like they just want to give up.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know, I'm gonna keep going, because you know, you never know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Especially, like I said, the more you practice something, the more you get better at it. So I was going hard at first, and then when I started seeing the streams go up, when I started seeing when I first started seeing 100,000, I was like, oh, that's a big number.
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
And then it kept going, and I'm like, okay, I'm onto something now. And then I'm like, all right, so that means if this is getting 1.5 million, I have to come 10 times harder for the next song, for the next one. And that's just my goal, my mentality every time I drop something.
Yep. What is something you're looking forward for in your career right now?
I just people, to be honest. That's my biggest thing. I was told at a young age that me making music was unrealistic. It wasn't a job and things like that. And I feel like people just quit on their dreams so quick because of the outside opinions. You know, if you really dedicate yourself to something you really want to do, then you would end up being successful at it.
Yep. That's so true.
So I just want to inspire people to show, hey, look, people always looked down on me when I was growing up trying to make music. And here I am now trying to just be a positive influence to people.
Well, you're doing it. Sure, you're doing it. Who are some of your dream collabs?
I know you mentioned Drake earlier. That was one of your...
Yes.
Drake was one of my collabs.
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, he just don't miss. You feel me?
Yeah, of course.
So that's one of them. Bryson's another one. And Chris Brown is another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All three, those are three solid features. So we're going to have to watch this interview back when those things actually do happen, and I'll be like, I was the first one there
Yeah,
to know that they were gonna happen.
For sure.
Any features that we can expect from you coming soon, or any collabs that you're working on with other people, anything in the works?
So I've been working on my own music for the most part. The only collab I could really say is me and T-Rail. That's the only person I really worked with, and we plan to release in the future. But technically, call it a collab. I have written songs for shows and movies. And
Okay, that's a big bag.
Yeah, I had wrote a song show called Double Cross, another one for All the Queen's Men, and I got an opportunity to write for All American as well.
Oh, that's dope.
So it's just the opportunity. And if it doesn't get submitted, the opportunity is still there. But I have 3 placements. I have one from Ascension, one from All the Queen's Men, and there's a spinoff to the show Double Cross as well.
Okay, that's what's up. How did you get involved in that?
So I actually met someone. His name is Mariko Turner. He's very big on the film industry and everything like that. So he actually partnered up with Tyler Perry's network, and he has a couple producers, artists, which I'm one of them as well. And he brought me onto there. It was like, hey, look, you could write a couple songs for these shows and movies, and I'll get them in there for you.
Okay.
So I was just very blessed with the opportunity.
Oh, that's
Shout out
dope.
to Rico.
No, but it's just a testament to your talent as well, because being able to write and to write in different like perspectives and just, like different styles, like not everybody can do that.
Yeah, trying to like fit the scenery,
exactly,
the show, things like that. It gets a little difficult, but I always manage.
Exactly. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
For sure. No problem. What are some of the things that you like to do for you on a day-to-day?
In terms of what?
Living life.
Just living? I don't know. I'm very like a big music head. Like I just stay in my room, make music,
breathe music.
And then occasionally if I want to go out, I'll go play basketball, play football, back into the sports. I don't really go out like clubbing and things like that unless I have to perform. But
okay, focus mode.
Yeah, I'd just be in the lab all the time, to be honest.
What would you describe of your life?
I think this is a big chapter in my life. This is the first time, first time I'm going, like a lot of good is coming just since the beginning of the year. So I feel like this is really the year for me where people really get to understand and know who Josvani is. So I'm excited for it.
I love that. Well, what do you want people to know about Josvani as an artist?
That I'm not a quitter. Like I said, a lot of people gave me outside opinions, but I'm still going to push through, still going to do what I have to do. And yeah, I'm never going to quit.
I love that. Well, I'm letting people know where they can find you at.
You guys can find me on all platforms, social medias at Josvani, Josvanii. That's for Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything. Now you can find all my music on all platforms as well. Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, at Josvani, Jani.
All right. That's Jersey's very own Josvani. Thank you so much for stopping by. No problem. I'm your host, Kamey Gomez. This is MusicXclusives TV, and it's a wrap.